Why is it that so many women just have this sense that they don't feel like themselves anymore once they're in menopause and postmenopause? There are many different ways to look at this. There are many different lenses through which I understand as a physician what's going on, but not only as a physician, but also as just someone who likes to study history and study cultures and the ways that different people think about aging and postmenopause. So I could kind of go into this from the science aspect of it and all of the ways that your physical body is actually changing. From that perspective, you actually are not yourself in the same sort of way in terms of various physiologic aspects of your body. But I think there's another way that's kind of more interesting sometimes to think about this. Not very many animals actually go through menopause, but the ones that do are the matriarchs in that society, in that tribe, once they go through that phase. And from a human perspective, we might consider that to be kind of from an archetype perspective, the wise woman. We might also consider that to be an elder. Now, some people hear that and they're like, I'm 55, I'm not an elder. And that's fine. Elder doesn't necessarily mean you're elderly, but it means that you hold a lot of wisdom. It means that you have gained enough experience and knowledge in your life that you now hold a position where you're able to pass that on and you're able to mentor others, whether it's in a community, whether it's in a family, a tribal kind of unit, friend group, all of those sorts of things. So from that perspective, your spirit has to actually evolve in a way, right? You're going through more than just physical changes as you're going through a menopausal transition. You're going through a psycho-spiritual evolution into a place where you are now like the matriarchs of the community, of our world, really. And that's why I'm in this particular piece of medicine in the world, is because I believe in feminine wisdom and the power of feminine wisdom, and that we really need that more than ever in our world right now. We need it in our politics, and we need it in our dialogue and the way that we're conversing about various big issues that are happening in the world. We need the feminine perspective. And so, my little piece is I want to help women to enter that phase as healthy as they can. But it makes sense for you, right? That you're like, as you're evolving or transforming, you're not going to feel like yourself, because actually, from an evolutionary perspective, you're kind of turning into a new version of yourself, a beautiful version of yourself. So just take that as you're like the caterpillar and you're in the chrysalis right now, right? The caterpillar comes out of the chrysalis as a butterfly. It's so different. We don't say, oh, look at that flying caterpillar. It's a butterfly now. Like, it's so different. Even though it's the same organism, it's so different that we actually give it a different name and we call it a different thing, as though it's a completely new thing. Well, you're in the chrysalis right now. You're going through a metamorphosis from a psycho-social, spiritual, and biological perspective. So just honor that and just take that piece, at least, as knowing that you are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing right now.